everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar's learning app. Do you know that we spend 1/3 of our lifetime in sleeping? Let me give you a quick fact check on how. If the average night sleep is 8 hours, that is nothing but 1/3 of a day, and in turn 1/3 of our lifetime in sleeping. That is a long time we are spending on something, isn't it? Is it that important? Yes, it is. And there is substantial ongoing research regarding the purposes and mechanisms of sleep. Even World Sleep Day is organized on March 18th as the awareness act that celebrates sleep and aims to help those with serious sleep problems. In this video, I'll briefly explain the science of sleep. Similar to food and water for the survival, sleep is also required for good health. Sleep is a naturally recurring state of mind and body with reduced interactions with surroundings. It is characterized by altered consciousness, relatively inhibited sensory activity, reduced muscle activity, and inhibition of nearly all voluntary muscles during rapid eye movement sleep. We can distinguish the sleep as the wakefulness by a decreased ability to react to stimuli, but more reactive than a coma or disorders of consciousness with active brain patterns. Sleep occurs in repeating periods in which the body alternates between two distinct modes, REM sleep and non-REM sleep. Although REM stands for rapid eye movement, this mode of sleep has many other aspects including virtual paralysis of the body, and unlike REM sleep, there is usually little or no eye movement during non-REM sleep, which is divided into 3 stages. We won't go deep regarding these modes of sleep. Are you an early bird or a night owl? It depends on individuals, and our alarm helps us to wake up at the time we want to wake up. But do you know that every organism's body is set up with an internal clock? Basically, sleep timing is controlled by the circadian clock, sleep-wake homeostasis, and to some extent by the individual will. The circadian clock, also known as process C. It is a complex neurochemical system which uses signals from an organism's environment to recreate an internal day-night rhythm. An organism whose circadian clock exhibits a regular rhythm corresponding to outside signals is said to be entrained. If an entrained human is isolated in a bunker with constant light or darkness, he or she will continue to experience the rhythmic increases and decreases of body temperature and melatonin on a period that slightly exceeds 24 hours. Scientists refer to such conditions as free running of the circadian rhythm. Modern humans often find themselves desynchronized from their internal circadian clock due to the requirements of work, especially night shifts, long distance travel, and the influence of universal indoor lighting. Even if they have sleep debt or feel sleepy, people can have difficulty staying asleep at the peak of their circadian cycle. Conversely, they can have difficulty waking up in the trough of the cycle. Now this was all about process C. Now what about process S, that is the homeostasis? The longer an organism is awake, the more is the need to sleep, and this is what we call as sleep debt. This driver of sleep is referred to as the process S. The balance between sleeping and waking is regulated by a process called homeostasis. Induced or a perceived lack of sleep is called sleep deprivation. Process S is driven by the depletion of glycogen and accumulation of adenosine in the forebrain. There is disagreement on how much sleep debt is possible to accumulate or whether sleep debt is accumulated against an individual's average sleep or some other benchmark. In other words, we can say we are getting adjusted to the social timing based on the requirements. What are the significance of the sleep? So far from all the research, we have come across some answers. Let me list it out. First one is restoration. The human organism physically restores itself during sleep, occurring mostly during the slow wave sleep, that is deep sleep. The second one is memory processing. It has been widely accepted that sleep must support the formation of long-term memory and generally to increase the previous learning and to recall the experiences. The third one is dreaming. A well-known feature of sleep is the dream, which is a succession of images, ideas, emotions, and sensations that usually occur involuntarily in the mind during certain stages of sleep. John Allen Hobson and Robert McCarley proposed that dreams are caused by the random firing of neurons in the cerebral cortex during the REM period. These are some of the functions known. What if we don't sleep enough so that our body can restore or process the memories? There are many disorders resulting from the lack of sleep, such as insomnia, obstructive sleep apnea, aging and sleep disorders like narcolepsy, periodic limb movement disorder, restless leg syndrome, upper airway resistance syndrome, and the circadian rhythm sleep disorders. There are many disorders resulting from lack of sleep, such as insomnia. It is a general term for difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep. The second one is obstructive sleep apnea. It is a condition in which major pauses in breathing occur during sleep, disrupting the normal progression of sleep. The third one is aging and sleep. People who are age 60 with prolonged sleep have a 33% increased risk of all-cause mortality and 43% increased risk of cardiovascular diseases, while those with the short sleep have 6% increased risk of all-cause mortality. See, that is why you can't say, I'll sleep more because it is good for health. Or you can't say, I can stay awake for a long time. Sleep disorders include narcolepsy, periodic limb movement disorder, restless leg syndrome, upper airway resistance syndrome, and many more. A genetic sleeping disorder known as fatal familial insomnia. It has no cure or treatment so far, and it is characterized by increasing insomnia as one of its symptoms. Somnambulism, known as the sleepwalking, is a sleeping disorder, especially among children. These were some of the sleeping disorders. The sleep health can be improved through implementing good sleep hygiene habits. Having good sleep hygiene can help to improve your physical and mental health by providing necessary rejuvenation only restful sleep can provide. Some ways to improve the sleep wealth are going to sleep at consistent times every night, avoiding any electronic devices such as televisions, getting adequate exercise throughout your day, avoiding caffeine in the hours before going to sleep. Another way to greatly improve your sleep hygiene is by creating a peaceful and relaxing sleep environment. It is so unclear whether the prevalence of sleep debt among adults has changed appreciably in the industrialized world in the recent decades. Now I hope you don't doze off while hearing about sleep. We'll come with more information. Keep watching our videos. Please subscribe to our channel Dr. Rajkumar's Learning app, and thank you.